Kirby Smart and the Dogs are sitting at 19 current commitments in the 2025 class, and I think they are poised to land several more in the month of July and maybe one or two in early August before things really start to get going with fall camp. As they enter the season, they take on Clemson in week 1, but right now it's still recruiting season. In this video, I'm going to talk about which Georgia targets are coming off the board. There's a lot of guys who are ready to make their commitments. They've got their commitment dates already set, and I do think Georgia is bound to get some good news here probably sooner than later. We're going to break it all down right now, and one guy to keep an eye on who is committing later today, actually, I believe at 6 p.m., is Rashad Johnson. He's a 6'2", 195 safety from Florida, and his ranking isn't going to blow anyone away. He's the number 32 safety prospect, the number 351 overall player in America. He made 59 tackles last year, broke up 7 passes, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and also played on offense as well. He runs 11-1 in the 100-meter, respectable time, but this is a 4-star from Florida that is choosing between Georgia, Texas A&M, I believe Penn State, and Louisville. I'm going to have more on him later because in a few hours, I expect him to commit to Georgia over those other programs, giving them another hard-hitting, sure-tackling defensive back. So that's definitely a guy to keep an eye on, by the end of the day. After that, July 20th is the date that Georgia fans need to circle. There are 3 guys coming off the board that day, but one of them is trending in the opposite direction and probably has been for at least 2 weeks now, and that's Bryce Davis, a guy that I thought Georgia was in a really good position for basically all spring, even into the summer. He's 6'3", 245 at Grimsley High School. This was going to come down to Georgia, Clemson, and Duke, so really Georgia and Clemson, and the Tigers are the team trending right now. Everyone I speak with about Bryce Davis says, yeah, it looks like Clemson is probably going to be the pick on July 20th. Not a big deal. Georgia already has the #1 edge in the country, Isaiah Gibson. Darren Ikenogben, another promising edge defender. He's from New Jersey. So they've got 2 on board. We'll see if they push for another. But right now, Bryce Davis is trending away from Georgia. But there are 2 guys that I think Georgia is trending in the right direction for that are committing on July 20th as well. I'm going to talk about those guys in a second. But first, I got to plug collegebronze.com. That's where you can get the #1 Bulldog statue in the country right now, and you can get it using the link down below in this video. It's in the description. That's where you can order this bad boy right here, and you can get a discount. This is the only place where you're going to get a discount on the best looking, most detailed Georgia Bulldog statue on the market. Don't miss out on the discount. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. Just make sure you order yours today so you get it by the football season, okay? They're the best looking out there. Get yours today, promo code DAWGPOST. Okay, let's talk about Cortez Smith first. If you're familiar with my work, if you're on DAWGPOST, you know all about this guy. I've had for a while now. Due to a starting, at Parkview, 7A football as a freshman on the interior. He's one of the best center prospects in the country. He's listed at 6'3", 315. If he's really 315, he is carrying it extremely well. He looks like he's 280, 285, maybe 290 after a few meals. But this kid can really play. He's got a lot of lower body strength. He's technically sound, fundamentally sound, whatever you want to call it. But he can move. He can pull in the run game. He's a strong pass protector from the inside. Smart, big old shoulders. And again, he looks pretty lean, but muscular for 315. But he's an interior guy that the Georgia staff has liked for a while now. A few other schools are in the mix. I think Miami, Auburn, South Carolina, but I've always liked where Georgia sat with him. And, reaching out to sources this week, I still think Georgia's in a really good position to land him. Multi-year starter again at Parkview High School, playing against top defenders, defensive linemen, 7A, Gwinnett County, week after week. And this guy just holds his own every time. He's smart, he's intelligent, and he's an interior guy that I definitely think fits Georgia's culture, their scheme. They like him. He's always liked Georgia, so I think Georgia could definitely get some good news there, adding one of the top offensive line prospects in the state. I'm going to talk about another one in just a minute, but a linebacker to keep an eye on, another in-state linebacker, Christian Gass, 6'3", 215 from Eastside High School in Covington, made 68 tackles last year, 11 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 blocked field goal. Dude can jump. leap. He is great in coverage. He's explosive off the edge. He brings a lengthy frame. Ranked as the number 25 linebacker in the country, number 225 overall. Now, he's a guy to know because a lot of people think Jaden Perlotti, an in-state linebacker who plays at Buford that you all know all about. We've been covering him for a while now. He's one of Georgia's earliest commitments. A lot of people think that he could flip to Tennessee. A lot of people thought it would have happened by now. But he's the guy that the Georgia staff was like, hey, are you on board? Are you not on board? Let us know. You're taking all these visits. And I think it may have rubbed them the wrong way that Jaden Perlotti originally said, you know what, yeah, I want to be part of this class. I want to help recruit, build this class. And, I get it. He took a lot of visits. And I think Georgia was just like, okay, if you're taking all these visits, Tennessee wants you badly. You've been up to Knoxville a few times. We have to start looking at other options. So when Christian Gass commits on July 28th, I don't know if Jaden Perlotti will still be on Georgia's commit list. Maybe he is. But if he does flip, they need another linebacker. Christian Gass, definitely a name to know. He's down to Georgia, Tennessee, Southern Cal. So he's definitely an in-state linebacker, middle linebacker to keep an eye on, whose stock and his ranking, I think, will only increase. But length, athleticism, knows how to tackle. He's definitely a guy Georgia fans need to know about. July 27th, Lonza Hayward, a guy that, again, y'all know all about now. Lyons, Georgia, Toombs County, small town kid, plays offense, defense, special teams. I think that's down to Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida. But again, July 27th is when he'll come off the board. Will they take another safety? If Rashad Johnson commits to Georgia later tonight, they've got him. They've got Jalen Morgan. They've got Shamari Earls. They've got Todd Robinson. So that would be 4, unless I'm missing someone. A little brain fog. Maybe that happens. But will they add another? Lonza Hayward is a guy I think is too good for Georgia to say no to. If he wants to jump on board, that's a guy I think they would make room for. Physical, 48 tackles, 3 interceptions. He also caught 26 passes on offense for 727 yards, 7 touchdowns. He was a longtime Tennessee lean, but I think when he was in Athens for his official visit, I believe that was late May, that May 31st weekend, I think Georgia really impressed him. And, he said, you know what? The in-state dogs, they want me now. They're actually, pursuing me, and I'm higher on their board than maybe I originally was, right? So I do think Georgia made a big move for him. He's the number 12 safety prospect in the country. Muscular, 6'1", 190, great work ethic, big-time competitor. He's the number 111 overall prospect in the country. So definitely another in-state defender to keep an eye on. After that, August 2nd, Juan Gaston Jr., Mount Gaston, 6'7", 345. He is a massive dude. I don't care what his ranking is. He's one of my favorite players in this class and has been for a while. Basketball standout. He's got great feet, but he is physically imposing, and he just crushes kids. Every time I've watched him on Friday nights multiple times, and he's just burying dudes into the ground over and over and over. I think he'll slide inside, but this is a guy that is always like Georgia. Georgia's always been linked with him, but he doesn't really like the fact that, people automatically think he's going to Georgia. I would not rule Tennessee out of this just yet. I think this could come down, or probably will come down, to Georgia and Tennessee. South Carolina is very much involved. He knows he can go there and play immediately. They need him more than Tennessee and Georgia does. Oregon is in the mix too. He's gone out there, and he wants people to know that, hey, I am open. I'm not a slam dunk to Georgia like everyone thinks I am. I like Tennessee. I like South Carolina. I like Oregon. And he's coming off the board again August 2nd. I'm still leaning Georgia today, but I'm not ruling Tennessee out at all. They just landed Travis Smith Jr., his teammate, wide receiver at Westlake. So that will be one to keep a close eye on, but I know Georgia likes him. He likes Georgia. He doesn't talk much about his recruitment, but I still think Georgia's in the driver's seat right now, but it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee came on late. I'll just say that. But right now, I think Georgia's in a good spot. After that, you've got guys like Jared Smith, 4-star edge. I don't think he's going to Georgia. I think Georgia has other guys. The 2 guys that they have committed at the edge position, they have ranked higher than Jared Smith. I think he kind of fell down Georgia's board over time. Anquan Fagans is a safety, versatile defensive back from Alabama. I think he's leaning Auburn's way right now. David Sanders Jr., the 5-star offensive tackle. More and more, like, Georgia has faded there. I know they were one of the top contenders for him from the beginning for a long, long time. but it does feel like this is turning into a Tennessee-Ohio State battle. I like the Buckeyes there right now. It would be a big loss to Tennessee, no doubt about it, because they think they are in a really good spot. They are confident, but so is Ohio State. I don't see Georgia in it anymore. That would be very, very surprising from what I'm hearing. And then Jonte Gilbert is an in-state defensive back that I think it kind of fell down Georgia's board over the last several months, but he did take an official visit to Georgia this summer. So he's a guy to keep an eye on, but I like either Clemson, South Carolina, or like NC State for him. So those are a few guys who are making their decisions soon. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Get your Bulldog today, and I'll see you over on Dog Post.